Thinking about going on your first solo day hike but not sure what to bring or how to pack? I've got you. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Kathleen, a food-motivated hiker, solo backpacker, backpacking coach for women, and the hungry hiker here on YouTube. I've been solo hiking and backpacking over the last 8 years, starting with the thru hike along the Pacific Crest Trail back in 2018, and have gone on to hike other big trails like the Wonderland Trail, John Muir Trail, the Grand Canyon Rim to Rim, the Trans-Catalina Trail, Everest Base Camp in Nepal, and most recently, Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. With all of the miles I've hiked on all of these different trails, I guess you could say I know my way around a pack and have a good idea what kind of gear you'd need to bring for a day hike. In this video, I'll show you everything I bring for a day hike and show you how I pack my pack in order to stay prepared, safe, and confident while I'm out on trail, especially as a solo woman hiker. Confidence comes from being prepared, and my goal for this video is to show you how to better prepare yourself for your own day hikes so that you feel more confident when you're out there hiking solo. If you're excited about this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for new videos each week about hiking, backpacking, and tips on how you can plan your next outdoor adventure. What I bring for a day hike really depends on where I go, when I go, the forecasted weather for the area I'll be hiking in, and the current trail conditions. My motto for packing for any hike is to always try to pack the right gear for the right conditions. Right now, it's the beginning of July here in Montana, and it's been really hot out. This means I've been hiking with my summer hiking gear, which I'll be showing you throughout this video. For my hike today, I'm bringing you with me on a short loop along the Barmeyer Trail, which has an overlook at the top of the 800-foot climb with a cool view of Missoula down below. Let's go hiking. The pack I've been using for all of my day hikes this summer is the Gossamer Gear Loris 25. It's a frameless, lightweight pack. This pack weighs less than 20 ounces with both the pack body and sit light pad and has a 25-liter capacity. On the outside of the pack is a large external mesh pocket, which is similar to the pocket I love so much on my Gossamer Gear Mariposa 60 backpacking pack. In this pocket, I like to stuff things I want easy access to without having to get to the inside of my pack. On each of the shoulder straps, there's a small mesh pocket which is similar to a running vest. Since Montana is known to be grizzly bear country and is where I've been doing most of my day hikes this season, one thing I never hike without is a can of bear spray. Thanks to these small mesh pockets on the shoulder straps, I'm able to keep my bear spray easily accessible during all of my hikes, helping me feel much more comfortable, especially since I do most of my hikes alone. On the opposite shoulder strap of my pack is where I like to clip on my Garmin InReach Mini 2. This way it always has a clear view of the sky, which makes it easier for tracking and receiving and sending messages. This pack has 2 external mesh side pockets, one on each side. There's also a removable sit pad that sits along the back side of the pack. This pad not only helps give this frameless pack some structure, but it also makes it so I don't have to pack an additional sit pad in order to have something to sit on whenever I stop for a break. I love the over-the-top closure system, which makes packing, unpacking, and getting to the gear I need inside the pack really easy. The Loris doesn't come with hip belt pockets, so if you're someone who needs hip belt pockets, you can always add a fast belt for extra storage. I prefer wearing my thru-pack Summit Bum fanny pack instead of using hip belt pockets for my day hikes. Inside my spacious fanny pack is where I like to keep things I want easy access to without having to take my pack off, like my wallet, phone, car keys, a GoPro, an extra battery, a couple small extra snacks, and of course hungry hiker stickers for when people say hi and recognize me out on trail. Inside the main compartment of the pack, there's a hydration sleeve along with a zipper pocket. I don't really use the internal zipper pocket, but I've been utilizing the hydration sleeve to store a 2-liter water reservoir in, which I use as my drinking water storage for all of my day hikes. It's so much more convenient being able to drink my water through a tube while I'm hiking, as opposed to storing my drinking water in bottles and then having to take my pack off every time I want to take a sip. I find that I drink so much more water during my hikes now thanks to my new water reservoir. Remember how I said what I bring for a day hike really depends on where I go, when I go, the forecasted weather for the area I'll be hiking in, and the current trail conditions? One important tool I use for all of my hikes that helps me figure out what current conditions I should be packing for is my navigation system. The digital navigation app I've been using for all of my local day hikes is Onyx Backcountry. Thank you to Onyx Backcountry for sponsoring a portion of this video. From deciding where I want to go hiking to checking the current weather forecast for the area I'll be hiking in and on-trail GPS navigation, Onyx Backcountry does it all for me. To help figure out where I want to go hiking, I start with the Discover tab. Using the Discover tab, I can easily find nearby hiking trails searching by location, difficulty rating, and distance. Click on any trail and you'll get a trail overview, which includes the trail's elevation profile, difficulty rating, total mileage, elevation gain and loss, route type, and a description of the trail. When it comes to planning a hike, knowledge is power. Having an idea of what the current trail conditions are along with what the current weather forecast is predicted to be for the area I plan on hiking in can be super helpful when trying to decide what kind of gear I want to pack for my hike. To check the weather forecast using Onyx Backcountry, click on the weather tab for any trail and you'll get the current hourly weather forecast along with a 7-day forecast for the area. I like to check the weather forecast a couple days before my hike, the day before my hike, and even in the morning before I head out to the trailhead, just to make sure I'm packing the right gear for the forecasted weather. Once I've decided on the trail I'm going to hike and have checked the weather, the next thing I do is create my route. I'll start by creating a route for my hike on my computer and then download the route and offline map of the area onto my phone inside the app. This way I always have an offline map of the area along with my route that I can follow while I'm out there without needing cell or Wi-Fi service. Having a map and my route downloaded on my phone helps prevent me from getting lost whenever I'm out on trail. If you're looking for a digital navigation system that can help you plan your next hike and help you stay found while you're out there, click the link in the description below and use promo code HungryHiker to get 20% off of your purchase of Onyx Backcountry or start a free 14-day trial of Onyx Backcountry Elite. It's important to note that if you plan on using a GPS-enabled digital navigation app like Onyx Backcountry, it's also always a good idea to carry a paper map of the area you plan on hiking in, just in case your electronics fail. Thank you again to Onyx Backcountry for sponsoring a portion of this video and for always helping me know where I'm at whenever I'm on trail. Now, let's talk about the clothes I wear while hiking, as well as the clothes I pack in my pack for each of my hikes. During the summer, when temperatures are pretty warm during the day, I like to wear a hiking dress along with a sun hoodie over my dress for extra sun protection on my arms. This is a Purple Rain Adventure hiking dress made by a woman-owned small business in Southern Oregon. I love wearing a hiking dress because it gives me the freedom to move. There's no restricted leg movement whenever I'm climbing up something or hiking over varied terrain like there sometimes can be with wearing shorts or pants. Wearing a dress improves airflow, especially when it's made of a breathable fabric, and helps me stay cooler and more comfortable whenever I'm out on trail. And since my hiking dress is made from a lightweight, stretchy, moisture-wicking synthetic blend fabric, it also allows sweat to evaporate quickly and dries rapidly whenever it gets wet. Probably my most favorite reason why I love wearing a hiking dress, besides it being super comfortable, is the ease of peeing whenever I'm out on trail. Whenever I'm wearing my hiking dress and need to pee, I no longer have to expose my backside to do so. My dress also helps give me an extra layer of protection from bugs whenever I have to pee too. Gotta love that. Besides my hiking dress, other clothes I wear while hiking during the summer include a long sleeve sun hoodie over my hiking dress, a comfortable bra and pair of merino wool underwear, a pair of merino wool hiking socks like these Darn Tough socks, a pair of gaiters to wear over my socks and shoes to help keep dirt and debris out of my shoes, a comfortable pair of trail runners with a wide toe box, a pair of sunglasses to help keep the sun out of my eyes, and a trucker hat with a wide brim for extra protection for my face from the sun. As for the clothes I pack for my hikes, it's worth noting that weather can change quickly in the mountains, even in the summer, which is why it's important to always pack a realistic clothing layering system for each hike you go on. For an insulating layer, I always pack a fleece dress like this one from Ewer, which is made by a woman-owned small business here in Missoula, Montana, along with a lightweight puffy jacket and an extra pair of socks. For an outer layer, I always pack a lightweight rain jacket along with a pair of liner gloves just in case my hands and fingers get cold. For more detailed information about the gear I bring with me for all of my day hikes, click the link in the description below to check out my 2025 day hiking gear list, which also includes links on where you can find each of these items online. I never go on a hike without snacks. On any given day when I'm hiking, I like to start by either having breakfast at home or grabbing something to eat on my way to the trailhead. Then once I start hiking, I am all about the snacks. I typically like to have a small snack every 1 to 2 hours while I'm out hiking, and if it's a long enough hike, I'll stop and have lunch while I'm out on trail. Regardless of how many snacks or meals I carry with me on each hike, as a food-motivated hiker, I always make sure the food I carry with me is something I love and am excited to eat while I'm out there. Otherwise, I'm less likely to eat it. After finishing my hike, I like to reward myself with a town meal, usually on my way home from my hike. The number of snacks I bring with me for any hike really depends on the number of miles I plan on hiking and how long I plan on being out on trail. As a rule of thumb, I also like to pack a couple extra snacks or one extra meal just in case I get stuck out on trail and end up having to spend more time out there than I had originally anticipated. As for my water strategy, I typically like to start each of my hikes with 2 liters of water. If I know there will be reliable water sources along the trail, I might carry less water to start and then treat drinking water along my hike using my water filtration system. This is why part of my research process before heading out to the trail is to look at my route on a map and locate any potential water sources. Knowing where potential water sources are along a trail helps me decide how much water I want to carry for my hike. To store my clean drinking water in my pack for my hikes, I like to use a 2-liter water reservoir. I end up drinking more water during my hikes through a tube using a water reservoir than I do using water bottles because with water bottles, I have to take my pack off every time I want to take a sip. If I need to filter dirty water while I'm hiking, I use this 2-liter Vecto bag to collect dirty water, attach my water filter to the bag, and then filter the clean water into either a water bottle that's only for clean water storage or filter the treated water directly into my reservoir. If my water filter were to ever stop working, as a backup, I have water purification tablets which I keep in my first aid kit that I can use to treat dirty water with. Something I never hike without is my poop kit. When you gotta go, even when you're in the backcountry far away from any flush toilet or pit toilet. Inside my poop kit, I always pack a lightweight trowel to dig a cat hole with when I have to go number 2, a cooler cloth for whenever I need to pee, porta wipes which are compressed towels that I like using more than toilet paper, a roll of doggy bags to pack out used porta wipes with and then throw away in the trash later, hand sanitizer, and powdered soap, which travels well and gives me the opportunity to clean my hands way more thoroughly than any hand sanitizer ever will. I store my poop kit in this super cute poop emoji bag. This way I can always find my poop kit easily inside my pack. It's that time of year where bugs love to come out, especially when there's a lot of water nearby. As someone who always seems to get eaten alive by bugs, I always pack some sort of bug repellent system with me whenever I'm heading out for a hike. For my bug repellent system, I always like to carry a bug net, a bottle of picaridin bug repellent lotion, and a few of these bug repellent wipes. And for extra protection before heading out for a hike, I make sure to treat all of my hiking clothes, shoes and socks, along with my pack with this permethrin pump spray at least a couple times during the summer. One treatment will last up to 6 weeks or 6 washings. And then finally, all of my personal safety gear, which are some of my day hiking essentials that help me hike confidently alone, starting with the 10 essentials. The 10 essentials are must-have pieces of gear every hiker should have in their pack whenever they head out into the backcountry. Each of these items can help you stay safe in the event you get stuck out on trail longer than you originally anticipated. The 10 essentials include navigation, sun protection, insulation, illumination, first aid, fire, knife and gear repair, extra food, extra water, and emergency shelter. Navigation for me is using Onyx Backcountry, a GPS-enabled digital navigation app that allows me to download offline maps of the area I'm hiking in. For sun protection, I start with applying sunscreen to any exposed skin before I get out on trail, and then pack sunscreen to reapply throughout my hike. I also like to wear a hat with a wide brim and a pair of sunglasses to help keep the sun out of my eyes. For extra protection from the sun, I also like wearing a long sleeve sun hoodie to protect my arms from the sun and carry a lightweight buff I can use to protect my face, not only from the sun, but also the wind. Insulation is the clothing layering system I carry in my pack, which includes my fleece dress and a puffy jacket as a mid layer and a rain jacket as an outer layer along with an extra pair of socks. For illumination, I always have with me a rechargeable headlamp I keep inside my repair toolkit along with my knife and waterproof store matches and fire starter I can use in the event I need to start a fire. Inside my pack, I always carry with me the Backcountry first aid kit I created myself. Inside are things I can use to treat a range of trail injuries and illnesses with until I'm able to get back to the trailhead safely and off trail. My first aid kit includes blister repair, pain relief, various medications, bandages, travel scissors, and nail clippers. Click up here or down in the video description below to check out the video where I go into detail showing you how to create your own backpacking first aid kit along with all of the items I currently include in mine. Extra food for me will always be those extra snacks and/or extra meal I pack in my food bag for each of my hikes. Extra water means not only having enough clean drinking water to drink during my hike, but also having a way to treat dirty water if I were to run out. This is why I always carry my water filtration system with me for every hike I go on. If it's a dry trail without any reliable water sources, I make sure to pack in all the drinking water I need for my hike. And for an emergency shelter, I pack this emergency bivvy inside my pack for every day hike I go on. Carrying all of the 10 essentials for a day hike might seem excessive, but if you find yourself or another hiker in an emergency situation out on trail that delays you with getting back to the trailhead, you'll be glad you have all of these items with you. I hike in grizzly bear country here in Montana, so I never go hiking without bear spray all year round. While it's designed to use against bears, it can also offer a layer of protection from people if I ever feel threatened. I think of bear spray as a tool that gives me some extra time and space to get away from a threatening situation. The important thing about carrying bear spray and for it to be effective in an emergency is that it's easily accessible and not buried inside your pack. This is why I like to carry my bear spray near my shoulder on the outside of my pack. If you carry bear spray, I highly recommend practice using it first. You don't want your first time using it to be in an actual emergency. Also, always make sure to check local regulations. Some parks and wilderness areas may have restrictions or outright bans on carrying bear spray, so do your research before packing it. As someone who spends a lot of time out on trail alone in the backcountry, I always feel much safer and more comfortable knowing I have the ability to communicate with the off-trail world, whether it's in the event of an emergency or if I just want to reach out to friends and family at home. This is why I always carry a satellite messenger with me for every hike I go on. The Garmin inReach Mini 2 is the one piece of gear I wish I would have gotten sooner as a solo hiker, and is the one piece of gear I never go into the backcountry without. A satellite messenger like the Garmin inReach Mini gives me the opportunity to have two-way text messaging through both the device and its pairing app with friends and family at home and with first responders in the event of an emergency whenever the SOS button is triggered. This device also gives me the option to set up an online map for friends and family at home who can track my location while I'm out on trail alone. I also can check the local weather forecast through the device for the area I'm in while I'm out on trail without cell or Wi-Fi service. I use trekking poles primarily for balance and extra support whenever I'm out hiking, especially on rough terrain. They can also double as a deterrent, helping me to look bigger, louder, and more confident if I ever come across a curious animal or find myself in a situation where I need to stand my ground. Don't underestimate how empowering it can be to have a pair of trekking poles in your hands. Since my primary on-trail navigation tool is Onyx Backcountry, another piece of personal safety gear I always make sure to have with me for every hike I go on is my fully charged cell phone. To help conserve the battery while I'm out on trail, I always make sure to place my phone in airplane mode before leaving the trailhead. And as an extra layer of protection, I also like to pack a fully charged portable power bank. This way I always have a way to recharge my devices like my satellite messenger, headlamp, and phone whenever I'm out on trail. So here's how I pack my pack. Starting with the inside hydration pocket, I place my hydration reservoir inside the pocket and then thread the drinking tube through the small hole on the back side of the pack. What's nice about having 2 liters of water in this pocket sit along my spine is that it also helps give my frameless pack a bit of structure, helping the water carry feel much more comfortable during my hike while wearing my pack. Once I've got my water storage situated, I shove things like my rain jacket, puffy jacket, and fleece dress into the bottom of my pack so I have some cushion for my lower back. Then I place other items inside the main compartment of my pack like my food bag, repair toolkit, and first aid kit. Inside my repair tool bag is also where I like to keep my waterproof matches, an extra pair of socks, a buff, a pair of liner gloves, headlamp, and my emergency bivvy. This way, these things are easy to find in the event of an emergency and aren't hanging out loose inside my pack. After closing the main compartment of my pack, I move to the outer pockets. On one side, in the outside mesh side pocket, I'll keep my water filtration system, which includes my water filter and dirty water bag. On the other side, I'll keep this small Nalgene bottle with electrolytes inside the pocket. In the back mesh pocket is where I like to keep things like my poop kit and bug repellent system for super easy access. And then on the front of my pack, on one side of the shoulder straps, I'll clip my Garmin InReach Mini 2 on, and on the other side, place my bear spray can inside the small mesh pocket. I have two goals when packing my pack. One is to make sure I have the weight inside my pack equally distributed as much as possible for optimal comfort. And two, making sure everything has its place in my pack. Part of being confident out on trail is always knowing where the gear I need is whenever I need it. And then finally, with my fanny pack, I keep in here my wallet, a couple small snacks, sunscreen, my GoPro on a small selfie stick with an extra battery, my phone, chapstick, car keys, which I can clip onto an internal clip for extra safe storage, and a small stash of Hungry Hiker stickers. Everything I bring for a day pack and pack in my pack helps me feel prepared, stay safe, and feel confident whenever I'm out on trail, especially when I'm hiking alone. It's not about how much gear you can pack, but how smart you can pack your gear. As someone who spends a lot of time solo hiking in the backcountry, my priority is to feel safe and comfortable while I'm out on trail alone and know that I can be 100% self-reliant while I'm out there. Always be prepared for the worst case scenario. So that's everything I bring for a day hike and how I pack my pack. Feel free to use this video as a guide to help you figure out what's going to work for you when deciding what gear to pack for your next hike. I'd love to know, what's the one thing you always bring on a hike? Tell me down in the comments below. If you like this video and got some value out of it, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for new videos each week and hit the bell icon to get notified each time new videos are posted. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy trails and keep on trucking.